Hello students! Today, you will learn how to draft a sleeping garment, specifically a pajama pair of pants. I am Teacher Alchi and I will guide you throughout the session. For effective viewing of the video, here is what you need to follow. First, ensure you have enough time to watch the entire video without interruptions. Check the video duration beforehand. Then, for a better audio quality, choose a quiet and comfortable environment to enhance your viewing experience and minimize distractions. Next, optimize your device's screen brightness for better visibility, especially if you are watching in different lighting conditions. Additionally, prepare notebook and pen for note-taking. You may also use screenshot or snipping tool to record important details for later use. You can also interact with the video by clicking on the pop-up icons for additional information and engagement opportunities. Now that you have learned what to do in assuring effective viewing of the video, let's talk about safety precautions while working in your pattern. First, you need to keep your workspace clean and well-organized to avoid tripping hazards. Then, you must use tools according to their intended purposes, and you must follow instructions accordingly. Next, set up your work table and chair at the right height to avoid strain in your back and neck. Additionally, you must take regular breaks to stretch and avoid stiffness. Also, do not eat or drink in your working area to avoid spilling and to maintain the cleanliness of your working space. After you have followed the safety instructions, do not forget to pay attention to these crucial reminders that will help you draft your pattern. In doing this, use the measurements taken from your client or model to assure body measurements precision. Then, you must work on a flat surface for convenience, and most importantly, you must not skip any steps to ensure success in the process. If you're all set, then let's start! Now that I have introduced you to the preceding steps that you need to follow, let's evaluate your prior knowledge. Please complete this pretest to assess your familiarity in this topic. Kindly refrain from discussing the questions or sharing answers with others. Kindly click the icon provided, and once you are done, record your score by capturing it using a screenshot or snipping tool. Well done! Congratulations on completing the pretest. Remember, it's perfectly normal if you did not score as high as you hoped. This pretest is just the beginning, and we will have plenty of opportunities to revisit and explore this topic together. At this point, I am showing you different types of lower garments or pants. Each of these have its own purpose. While one may be suitable for a party, another could be appropriate for a formal event, and yet another may be specifically designed just for sleeping. The different purposes served by every pair of pants correspond to the varying activities and settings in which they are worn. From the pictures provided, which do you think is more comfortable to wear in sleeping? Is it the ripped jeans or the pajama pants? If you have chosen the pajama pants, have you ever wondered how it was made? If yes, join me as we explore on how it was drafted before it was sewn into the cozy garments we love. But before that, here are the objectives that you will need to accomplish for this lesson. By the end of this video, you are expected to identify the body measurements needed and tools to be used in drafting pattern, demonstrate self-reliance when working independently in drafting the pattern, and draft the basic pattern of pajama pants. Before exploring further into our discussions, let us define pajama pants first. It is a type of garment worn from the waist down to a chosen length. Typically comprised of two separate panels, they may feature an elasticized or designated waistband specifically designed for sleep or leisure. Pajama pants offer comfort and relaxation, making them well suited for bedtime or casual lounging. Now, let's proceed in taking the body measurements necessary for this process. Please refer to the provided tools and materials as they will be used to ensure getting an accurate measurements. You may click the icons for more information regarding the tools and materials. If the measuring tools and materials are ready, you may start getting the body measurements. Before starting with the pattern drafting process, it is essential to gather accurate body measurements. To ensure precision, refer to the accompanying images. By clicking on them, you will understand the correct techniques for measuring the required dimensions in this project. Now that you are done taking the necessary body measurements, it is time to draft the pattern. For the pattern drafting, here are the tools needed. See to it that you have all the tools listed above. Once all the required items are prepared, you can now proceed to the drafting process. For the first step, on a flat surface, lay your pattern paper, then fold your pattern paper lengthwise. The folded area is where you will draw the construction lines. Take note, do not cut the pattern paper. For step 2, before plotting the construction lines, make sure to allot 10 cm allowance from the top edge of the pattern paper. Then, make a mark. Then, using a ruler, draw the starting line and mark it as point A. For step 4, point A to B is length of the pajama pants. From point A, measure downward the pants length. Then, mark it as B and square it out. For step 5, from point A, measure downwards the crotch measurement. Then, mark it as C and square it out. Then, take note that C to D is 1/4 of the crotch measurement. Measure it upward from point C, then square it out. For step 7, point C to A is 1/4 of the hip measurement, then add 2 cm. From point C, measure the point A sideward to the right. For step 8, take note that A to F is same measurement of point C to E. From point A, measure sideward going right and mark it as point F. Next, for point G, measure 1 cm to the left from point F. After that, connect point G and E with the use of ruler. Then, mark the intersection as point H. For point E to I, measure 5 cm sideward going right, then mark it as point I. For step 12, connect point H to I using a French curve. For point J, measure 1/2 of the ankle circumference going right from point B using a ruler. Connect I and J with a ruler. And then if you want the inseam is a little bit tapered on the thigh, you can use a hip curve. Either of the two is applicable. This is now the front part of the pajama pants. Now that we are done with the front pattern, are you ready for the next step? Click the option provided. To continue, with the use of tracing paper and tracing wheel, transfer the pattern of the pajama on the other side of the pattern paper. Then, at the other side of the pattern, use contrasting color of pen when creating the construction lines for easy identification. Next, from point G, measure 2 cm inwards to the left side and mark it as 1. Then, connect point E to point 1 with extension. Next, from point 1, measure 4 cm upwards and mark it as point 2. Connect point 2 to the corner of the back pattern. This point is the corner of waist and front crotch. From point I, measure 3 cm outwards to the right and mark it as point 3. Then, using a French curve, connect the back crotch and the point 3. From point J, measure 2 cm outwards to the right and mark it as point 4. Then, connect point 3 and point 4. Now, let's make the allowance. From the top corner of the back pattern, measure 4 cm upward. In the front pattern, from point 2, measure 4 cm also going up, and this is for waist allowance. Using a ruler, create a broken or dashed line to indicate that this part is to be cut. For the crotch, measure 2 cm. Inseam allowance is also 2 cm. Make sure that corners are connected. For the bottom allowance, measure 3 cm downwards. Now, let's cut the pattern. Fold the hemline or the bottom allowance before cutting the inseam. Excellent! You are now done with your pajama pants pattern. Now, to assess what you have learned throughout the video lecture, you need to answer this pose test. It must be completed in order to determine how well you have understood the material covered in the video lecture. Please don't share the answers or discuss the questions with others. As much as possible, answer each question truthfully. Record your score by using a screenshot or a snipping tool. What an impressive work! Congratulations on completing the drafting of the pajama pants pattern. Well done! And thank you for watching. Bye!